Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia. I'm the head trader at TradeView Markets. It is September 29th, a little after 11 o'clock. We're getting better AM Eastern time. There's 2 days left into the quarter. So, you know what? Before I get into the plan, let's get into the routine. Here we are at TradeView Markets. This is the same login for myself. It's the same for everybody else. It's a very easy process. TradeGate Hub. I log in just like everybody else. Get in there. This is the main room, which has a lot more info on it. It says basically everybody trades different financial instruments. The coach is a commodity and Forex specialist. We have some guys, our overseas guys during the night are very good. I see they're very good at actually posting at gold and also at the Forex. I thought it was very good as well. So always go over that. You can we allow you to scroll up and go over the data and go back to some of the data because maybe something that came to fruition worked and you want to know why. And you scroll back and look how the plan was formulated, or go back in the top right here, go back to all the videos that the coach and I do. I certainly do. I certainly go and look at it back myself, not only to want to go over my product and the way I articulate and the way I want it to come off to our traders. I just want to get to the point and want to put out a good product and I want everybody to learn. So I go over that for that reason, but also I want to look at what happened. I mean, whatever I said on that particular day, and believe me, sometimes the days get foggier as you get older, were probably, well, actually they weren't, they were very relevant. And I want to go back to see what type of plan I had, because a lot of the times in the market, the reason why we do our homework is history tends to repeat itself. And that's why I do it. So the bottom line is, then go to my stock room, which is me specifically. So those of you that are with us for a while, you know the plan. Everybody seems to like it. I'm always open to suggestions. Like I said, my plan isn't the best plan. It's just a plan that I know how to implement myself the best way I can. So let's start off this morning. By the way, let me switch to the S&P. Let me switch to the chart here. Here's the chart of the S&P. Once we broke the indices, as you can see the colors of my the lines here, I have the 10-day, the 21-day, the 200-day, and the 50-day. These are right here. So yesterday, you could see in the white is the 10-day, the 21, the white, the red, the 10-day is in red, the 21-day is in white, the 50-day is in blue, and the all-important 200-day is in green. So you can see in the middle of the screen there. So when we break 3 out of the 4 indices, and God forbid we get down to 200, that's a problem. I always say that, and I learned this a little bit later on in my career, instead of shorting stocks like this and trying to pick the top on a parabolic, move, I learned, I was told, naturally I didn't listen right away to the people that were helping me, but then I learned that the best shorts are the ones below the moving averages, predominantly the 50-day and the 100-day. I don't really follow the 100-day. You know what I mean? I don't like to have too many of the squiggly proverbial lines on my screen. The 10-day and the 21-day are more for short-term swing trades. The 50-day that's the go time. That puts you from a green light to a yellow light, and definitely the 200-day is the red light. So I'll go back to the routine, and the reason why I say this is this morning that I posted the market having that big move down yesterday. We didn't break, what was that, Friday's a low, but certainly when let me move my share here to here. Tactical sentiment today, which was posted 4 hours ago, came in oversold. So we're oversold, and to know, we're up 25 in the S&P. That is to no surprise that we had a bounce this morning. It was only what was going to bounce. So when I came in here, the gamma and the SPY and the delta is prevalent on the S&P. I post this every day too. It's a learned device. It's a learned instrument. It's better for options expiration for these so-called gamma squeezes. So any questions to that, please feel free. Sectors and subsectors which came in overbought, oversold. The banks came in overbought. Energy came in overbought. Okay, energy. I wanted to write that down. That was my first fade this morning, energy. Doesn't mean they're going to reverse. It doesn't mean the bull runs over. It means I want to take a little bit of money at shorting maybe some or fading. The market opened up 35 handles today. The energy stocks, as you can see here, were overbought right here. Oil and gas overbought, the red line. So what do? We go to the stocks. We look at the XOP, the energy stocks. See that what you see what they were yesterday, and they were a nice fade this morning. This was the fade. This was the open and the fade. I shorted CPE on the open. Fade. The stock opened at 47. Here's the line. I had a nice cover, 46 and an eighth. I made a couple of $1,000. Big deal. Let's look at the big boys though. FANG. Well, that opened down. That wasn't that good of a fade. Let's look at Clear. I had this short yesterday. This actually finished with good volume on the low. And the stock opened at 46.67 on an up market. So when the futures open up 32 handles and a stock that is overbought opens unchanged, you better be sure that people are going to start taking profits. And that's what happened from 46.70 to 45.60. What else did I short? I'm actually short CPE now. Where's that? I'm short it from right here. I re-entered it. And why? It's at the top of the range. I'm not married to it. The RSI, it's never been higher than this. There are better trades out there. I'm not going to get you long. Maybe it's the fact that I made money this morning. I'm back in it. I'm only short 800 shares. It's not a big deal. Let's look at the rest of the XOP. It's waffling. I'd like to see it break this open. This was the open here. So when it breaks, 96, 95, once again, it's not a barn burner, and I'm not looking for a reversal. This is the weekly on the XOP. While it is testing a little bit there, that might be interesting. You know what? That's a game. A later, an afternoon decision that we'll have to go over. And you know what? This is what we're going to do. We'll see what's weak. If that's the case, I'll go to sector watch. I'll go to, where is my sector on the oils? Because we got them. Energy. What's the weakest energy? APA, AHFC. Okay. So those are refiners. SLB, not that weak. So I'll go to APA and HFC, which are weak. Hold on. Let me share it. You share APA and HFC, APA. That's a weekly. We're not interested in the weekly yet. APA, I can't show. Listen, 23 to 21. It already made its move down. Yesterday was the date of, for the fade. That was yesterday when it traded 15 million. That was the most it's traded all year, APA. And yesterday it finished on the low, I believe. This was yesterday. Oh, that's 2 days. Yesterday it finished on the low. This was the place to probably short it if it got up there, 22. It didn't. Trades over. Matter of fact, it's a better buy on a dip. That trades over. What was the other one? HFC. I actually have this in my long-term trade view account. It's a buy. HFC is a buy here, but it did fade. That's a refiner. MPC is another trade view holding. That's the breed. That's held up well. Valero, which is usually the big daddy. For some reason, that's not participated, which didn't make me go heavy, but it did preach all levels. Now, Valero is on the buy list. Weekly. Nah, you know what? It needs more at 80. Not yet. MPC is the one if you want to buy a refiner. But I digress. Let's go back to the matter at hand. Okay, so I posted the sectors this morning. Let's go to the subsectors. Materials, over energy, most overbought. Listen, if you want to buy the dip, it's healthcare. Utilities aren't sexy enough, but healthcare I got an interest in. They move. Next, updated sector sentiment. Lewis, if you're watching, I know you love it. Blow it up. Energy, like I said, predominant theme overbought. What's oversold? Utilities, we have not an interest, but what can get sexy? I bet you what was it? Healthcare. Healthcare still. Fins, they bounced. Basic materials, biotechs. We love bios. NASDAQ and future sentiment. No surprise that 2 days ago we bounced off that low. Right now we should be about in the middle. NASDAQ sentiment right about here. Gamma exposure. Look at this is why I post these. Whenever this, see when the gamma gets low, see here, gamma low, market bounce. Gamma low, market squeeze. Gamma low, market bounce. We came in today on a gamma low and we're up today. What's so hard about it? I don't understand what everybody's making so hard about. All right. I will poke I poke the ARC trades. Kathy Wood upgrades and downgrades every day from Walter Bloomberg. Follow him as part of my Twitter feed if you want. What's this? No, you don't. We'll like that. I very rarely like myself, but I'm gonna like myself today. I'm trading better. Walter Bloomberg upgrades and downgrades. Helene Meisler, we've had her on, one of the biggest honors we had on TradeGate Hub yet. Self-explanatory. These are the tools I'm giving you to take money out of the market. Kramer, natural gas from the Marcellus and Utica trap. Okay. Remember, we had a commodity expert say natural gas to peak at 6. So let me switch screens and let me tell you what I'm looking for on natural gas. UNG, it's been the biggest run out there. It's not done yet. Natural gas at 6. I think well, let's look. Hold on. Where's natural gas? We'll use investing.com. Commodities, natural gas right now is 562. So we're looking for 6, another 10%. And we're going to short natural gas. What are we going to do with natural gas then? We're going to play cold, which, by the way, had 12. Okay, cold. Let's go to a 2-year chart. You got to be aware of this, even if you're not trading it. You got to be aware from a macro standpoint about what the commodity is doing. You know why cold is not going back? Because it's new. Cold is trading more volume than it has in 3 years. So that tells you that UNG is in play and it's worth watching. And where is Boyle? So you don't want to be wrong here. This thing will rip your face off because it goes from 81 to 56 and it's $30 swings. So yes, the trade was when it had the most volume and actually followed through. But if you didn't short it at 91, it was a tough move shorting at 78. But you know what? If natural gas goes to 6, this is going to be around 96, 97. And this ROI is going to be up there. And I'm not saying to start contra trading, but you know what? If Jim Cramer endorsed, no, I'm only kidding. But that's something I have my eye on because I do trade it as well. And it's also reflected in the stock. Here's a natural gas stock RRC. Animal. Look at CLR. Animal. SM. Doing the same thing. So until these start to roll over, I'm not going to probably short natural gas. But as I asked Coach the other day on our podcast or webcast, he agrees, and I was glad because I'm still following to this day, and I wanted to acclimate, or I wanted to acclimate or at least change. Is stocks do lead the commodities? So you want to look at natural gas, you look at Clear, you look at Hess. Let's look at Hess. I know somebody's a Jet fan here. They like that it's coming time to where you can get the Hess trucks. It's Hess truck season. RRC and Clear are the 2 ones you want to watch for natural gas. Bottom line, obviously UNG. Hold on. UNG, I'm getting back to my Schoenfeld days. You watch, and the three-time ETFs to trade are Cold and Boyle. For those that they want to get a little bit more brave. Okay, so let's go back to let's go back to the routine. Okay, natural gas Kramer report, BG&E news, AFRM, the hottest stock out there. Those are the 4 stocks they all want to own. Here was the economic indicator. Micron was in play today. Top gainers and losers, as I say. Okay, look at here we go. DATS is the number 1 big popper with range, volume, and good price action. So like I say every day, if you take the top 5 and bottom 5, you're going to be a winner. So let's look at DATS. Number 1 on the list. I don't want to sound sarcastic, facetious, but here's DATS. Okay, it's up $1.70 today. That was the strongest one. So even if you didn't hold it overnight, and if you're the faint of hearts, boy, look at this. So Mike V says DATS he's at number 1 on his list, and it finishes with it's up 26% on 3,000 times of percent of its volume and range, and it finishes near the high. So, like again, if I repeat, isn't that I told you so thing? Even if you didn't have it or wanted to buy it on dip, you buy DATS on a new high, 1465 buy stop. DATS was 1465 first of all. Here's 1465 right here. All right, so you do the back and fill, you buy back, it rips, you missed it, you buy it at 1465, and you're looking at 60, making $2 on this. And I'm saying because I'm not even interested. You know what? The RSI is 87. It's got more to go. So that's number 1. We're here to try to help you. That was it. What else? ALF not in play. Would finish nice. SOX, SOXX. That worked. SLI worked. What was weak? No, you get the picture. APA, that was the news. We talked about it before. A great velocity scan. You're active. There's DATS again. FDS, Winnebago. Let's look at WGO. What'd that do today? Okay, here's another one. Winnebago on the list. I actually bought that before we got on the screen, before we went live. Here's Winnebago. It's at the $1.86. It's breaking out, and it broke out of the flag pattern pennant. Winnebago, giving you winners. What else? I'm getting better at switching the screens at least. Go over the list every day. PreMarket Movers, same thing. Alt had a great range yesterday. The dollar at 2021. Lucid was up 6% pre-market. Okay, let's look at Lucid. It was up 6% to pre-market. And if you're aware, you bought it out of the flag pattern right here. You waited for the open. You waited till they did the little dip and ripper. And you went from 26.74 to 28. It's actually been a little bit on the easier side these days. And I don't say that with a light ego, but a lot of these stocks have been working. Fed's focus, and we'll go back. There we go. TGH. Always, if you want to know what's moving, and you can't go to some of the sites or even go right here. New York Stock Exchange stocks, top winners, top losers, percent change, EEIQ. Let's look at winners. Let's look at winners. Top US gainers, percentage gainers, USWS. I bet you it's right here. Top list. Let's go again. What's on? Let's DLTR, NCAN. This stock I like, SPR. This is our list on for today. This is the LTR. This is where I get it from. CEI, what a mover. A lot of people made a lot of money on that. That's near the high. I don't want to sound redundant. What's near the low? Marna, I'm shorted. I'm short Marna. It's a big winner for me. Hold on. Wow, that's going down nice. I might cover some. Where's my thing? Look at Marna. This was a good fade. That's going lower. I'm going to add to my Marna short. I'm adding to my Marna short. Hold on. What else is weak? I bet you it's the rest of the Fizzler, XPO, oils, AMAT breaking low was weak yesterday. The market's getting weak as I'm on here. Let's look at the alert page. Bearish strategy, EIQ, what's going good? ATNX break up, BAC, ZKN, DATS, new daily highs. What's weak though? Right here. What's coming in with right here? See the bottom right? This is what I like to look at. Volume percentage in the last 10 minutes. Edit, Marna has huge volume in the last 10 minutes. EIQ, same thing. So it's the BABA new low. Ooh, that's bad. Look at BABA. BABA, arguably the best of breed in Chinese stocks. I can't really have a lot of confidence when BABA is doing something like this and JD is doing something like that. Ooh, JD might even be a short below this 50 and 200 day. JD, if it has some decent volume below this gap of 71.50 into 66, there's some money to be made here in this gap if JD in China continues weak. What else is going on? Let me go to my Twitter feed. What screen am I on here? I don't even know what screen I'm on. We'll go to screen 3. We'll go to Twitter feed, TradeGate Hub. Look what's going on my Twitter feed flow. DLTR having option actions. LYV option actions. Unusual options at LYV. Mostly bull flow out there. Let's see what the rest of the clue is doing. Lucid in play. No surprise. LYV in play. SPY, so bear forest. He's right. That's a bearish chart. So you know what? We've been on for 20 minutes now. Like I said, this is how I derive a plan. Suppose I'm coming back and it's 2 o'clock. This is the first thing I do. First of all, I go to TradeGate Hub and I answer everybody's questions because that's what I'm here to do. Wait for confirmation. Good tip, buddy. Good stuff. Thanks, coach. So I go to TradeGate Hub, not being facetious. I really do. But then I go here. I go to my top list. And I say, okay, I look where the market is. So DLTR, obviously, I'm interested. I want to know what has range and what has large movement and what's been doing volume. What's relative volume? So DLTR near the high, TRP. There, see what this says to me right here? There are more. I bet you there are a lot of red bars here. There are a lot of. So what's near the low? Edit, fold, on a semiconductor, semis, that's with down with micron sympathy. You know what? Nothing that sexy. What's got the range? And when I'm interested, Netflix. Okay, I'm interested in Netflix with 100% volume near the high and a good range. Upstart, NVAX. Oh, I love NVAX short. Workday, interesting. Sava, Edit, AFRM, that reversed. That's a problem to me. AMAT, I want to see if this stabilizes. That's the best to breed with MU. So these are things I look at. Then I go to my alert page. This is the sexy page, for lack of a better term. That's as sexy. Fold is good. SPR is overbought. What's coming with volume in the last 10 minutes? Top right. That's still DLTR, KL, gold. Golds are going. That's what it tells me. So I see AEM, I see KL. Then I go to my charts. And I look what KL is doing. KL had a nice bounce. I look what Newmont is going. I came in long Newmont mining. I sold it. I punted it. Thank God I punted it. I sold it at 54.70. That's a fact. But it did bounce to 53.60. So the golds are bouncing a little bit. Tells me the market's a little bit skittish. Okay. So we're approaching 11:25. TradeView markets. Sign in the way I do. Go right to the room, my room. Answer any questions. Go to the stock room. We're all here to help and answer. I'll post some earnings a little bit later. So approaching 11:25. Stay tuned for market movers and stocks with range and volume in our plan coming up. So it's Wednesday. I won't be live tomorrow, but I'll be posting early in the morning. I'll be back after lunch, everybody. Trade well, have a plan, and focus. Have a good day.